Good morning, Wadsworth. How's everybody doing?
Doing well, Jane. Good morning to you as well.
Good. I'm Janie Parrish. I'm the director at the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and along with my stunningly gorgeous, debonair, and fun. I added that one this.
I like that. I needed that this week.
I know you did. And Michael Reynolds, who's the president of our chamber board, as well as a director of sales for the Post newspaper. So good morning, Mr. Michael. How you doing?
Doing well. A little hectic today, but as usual. But doing well.
But Michael's always just a titch late, but he always shows up with a smile.
That's what matters.
Yeah, and he's worth waiting for, I tell him. Yeah.
Depends on who you ask.
That's right. I've never heard otherwise. Well, today we're here with two very special guests that we're going to learn a lot from today. And one is Sharon Baker, okay, and who is the founder of Kelli's C.R.U.S.A.D.E. But it's just not crusade, it's C.R.U.S.A.D.E.
Exactly.
So I'm going to get Drew's last name in before I forget it. Okay, you know those odd words for me. Not odd, sorry, but different words. Okay. Yeah. If you were Drew Smith, I'd have no trouble. Yeah. Okay, Drew Salyer.
That's correct.
How'd I do, Salyer, from the driving
Yes.
team? So we're going to talk. Let's first start with Sharon. You can't take me out. With Sharon Baker, and we went to find out what the C.R.U.S.A.D.E. stands for.
The C.R.U. is continuing road upgrades.
Okay.
The S.A. is safety awareness, and the A.D.E. is and driver education.
Wow, very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how did you decide to start this foundation, this nonprofit organization?
Kelli's C.R.U.S.A.D.E. was started in 2012, approximately a year after our daughter's accident. Kelli was on her way to ATI College in Worcester, and she was on a road that had been paved 18 hours prior to her accident. There were no center lines, no edge lines, improper signage, and a 5 to 6 inch drop off the edge of the road. So when her passenger side tires dropped off that edge in the dark and in the rain, she was not able to get back on the road safely. And when her car did come back up on the road, it went out of control and into a front yard that was drenched with rain, so she went into a skid and ended up hitting a tree.
Wow.
So shortly after all of that happened, there were 3 main factors that were printed in the paper on a regular basis, and that was the condition of the road, that she was a teen driver, and driver inexperience. So we knew we can't control the rain, we can't control the darkness, but we can try to do something about those 3 factors. So we knew it was going to be Kelli something, and then as we were jotting down ideas, the word crusade started forming. And so we decided on Kelli's C.R.U.S.A.D.E., and it has just blossomed into a wonderful foundation, and now we're giving the scholarships to the teen drivers to go to Drive Team, and we've got a wonderful relationship now with Drive Team, and everything that they do is kind of above and beyond what kids get at regular driving schools.
So was it you and your husband sat down and decided to do something in memory of Kelli?
Right. We do not want another teen driver to experience what she had to that day. The fear that she must have experienced prior to hitting that tree would just be something nobody should ever experience. So the continuing road upgrades, people can call us, or we go out and look for drop-offs roads, roads that need better signage, trees that are blocking the views, things like that. We've changed about 20 different things so far, and just within the last month we had an accident on State Road where there was a huge drop-off, and I actually had seen it and hadn't made the phone call yet, and then there was an accident that could have taken 5 lives very easily. 3 of them were children. So all it took was a call to the county, and that afternoon that drop-off was filled in.
Wow.
So, you know, those are the kinds of things that we just need to be more aware of as the public, that you can just call your road department and just mention that, you know, there's an unsafe area, and they're more than happy to go out and do that. So is ODOT, you know, they're all very willing to make the roads safe.
Have you also went to counties, the state, ODOT, and lobbied for new or additional regulations for new roads that are built and things like that to improve?
We have been down to the Senate a couple of times. We've tried to find a representative that is willing to take it on. It's a touchy subject, and people don't want to stand up to the insurance companies and everything else. So we had filed a lawsuit that went all the way to the Supreme Court, and we lost that 4-3 when they ruled that the edge of the road is not a part of a road. So it's very difficult to get there, so we're attempting to do things different ways than through the government. And more lines are appearing on roads since the accident, so I think it's kind of working anyway.
And I do think you would have more luck at some of the county level maybe with that,
exactly.
because I can tell you, as someone that recently developed some land in Medina County, one of the key things that they made us go back and revise was the edge of the roadway and creating a wider berm and right of way, so that because there was to create very little drop off, or a gradual one versus a significant one right off the edge, and that was they were very adamant about that, and it was very upfront. So.
Good.
So when you say drop off, so that I understand, is that like if a chunk of the road comes off?
No, it would have to be on the other side of an edge line.
Okay.
And then the manual that they use, it can't exceed 2 to 3 inches. So anything bigger than that is really against their regulations, and it's very unsafe to go off a road that far.
And you can imagine on county roads, you have a lot, in city roads, generally you always have sanitary sewers, so you have a very flat area on the side of the roads. In most county roads, you have ditches, and some of those can significantly drop off into the feet when you're just a few inches off that roadway. And I'm assuming that's some of what you're talking about, and that's exactly what we addressed there, where we actually took that berm out 6 additional feet to smooth the road, so that if someone had to, also just a pull off, and it's for passing purposes, but if you were to slightly go off the edge, you would have a very insignificant drop versus a tilting of the car, which could cause you to lose control. So.
Right.
So Drew, you're from the drive team.
Yes.
And so I'm just starting to learn about the drive team, so why don't you tell us about that?
Sure. So we're a performance driving company. We train corporations throughout the country, police officers, firefighters, but why we met is teen drivers. And part of our teen program is the Winter Skills Clinic, in which we're teaching them high-end skills, ways to avoid crashes. And obviously in Northeast Ohio, there's weather to deal with. So what happens when the vehicle loses control, and how do I fix that situation? But more importantly, how do I avoid it or minimize those chances if they were to happen? So that's kind of what we do and how we got involved together to help.
Because we had just went up for a demonstration, a very scary demonstration. I might add, at the driving skills pad that's at the Career Center. I want you to know I have not lost the ability to scream like a little girl.
I saw that. I posted
Sharon
that.
did that in the skid vehicle as well.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Holy moly.
And it was very interesting how that mimics, somewhat real life experience.
Exactly.
And
yes.
those things that you just simply don't learn in regular driving school. You don't experience it in the first time. Sometimes, most times, the young person experiences is when their vehicle goes out of control and they don't know how to react.
Right. Right, and when you were speaking with Chris LaFond there, Chris is one of our board members, and when he was talking about how they added the fifth element there for the off-the-road driving, and then referred to the Cloverleaf student who lost her life, that was Kelli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so her accident pictures are used in some of their teaching in the classroom, and now her accident is also being used outdoors in their vehicles as well to teach kids how to get back on the road safely.
Okay, so for example, a mom or dad seeing this and going, I have somebody that needs to learn this, and so what do they do?
You can go to our website
Okay.
at kelliscrusade.org
Okay.
and just click on scholarships,
Okay.
and that will take you to the application. And the application, all you have to do is be 15 and a half to 19 years of age,
Okay.
and have a valid permit or a driver's license.
Okay.
That's it. It's not based on financial status, it's not based on grades, anything else. So every teen driver is eligible to apply
Okay.
for the scholarship. And we're guessing around 100
Yes.
Scholarships over the last 3 years. And the way that we do it is Kelly's Crusade pays for 8, and then Drew donates 4 scholarships. So every class consists of 12 kids, and I'll let you tell them what they learn.
Yes, so we put them in our skid vehicles. A skid vehicle is it's a little different than the vehicle that you got to drive because we're able to simulate both rear, front, and full skid. So the technique is the same, whether it's rain, snow, gravel, they go off the road.
It sounds like a road show to me.
Oh my goodness. Where is this located?
We're in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio.
Okay.
So just down the road a little ways.
Okay.
Yes.
So keep going. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
That just I broke out in a cold sweat thinking about it.
We don't want to make you nervous, though.
Okay. Right.
But
Okay.
so we're putting them in 2 different types of skid vehicles, one with the safety system, so the new technology, one without, so they can experience the difference. We put them through a braking exercise, and then another type of crash avoidance exercise, which is a technique on vision and things where if somebody pulled out in front of me, what do I do? If there's a deer that runs out in front of the road, what are the techniques, what are the visual things that I'm looking for in those types of situations? So that's the class and what we're doing there.
And is it a one-day class? How long is it?
It's a 4-hour clinic.
Okay.
And then we've got 4 coming up for 2020.
Yes. Yeah, our next class is October 26th
Okay.
from 8 to noon, so we're accepting applications actually for all 4 classes right now, but that one is the one we're trying to fill right now. And then we have a class December 27th, and then 2 classes on January 20th.
Okay.
So they can apply anytime, and they can either mail it to me, email it to me, and then the board gets together and we go over the applications, and there's questions on there as to why they want the scholarship. And a lot of the kids either have known someone that have been in an accident or are just afraid of winter driving, so it's excellent. I really think, when I look at everything that happened with Kelli, this class may have saved her life that day. Just having that skill and knowing I'm off the road, I know what to do to get back on, don't panic, and may have gotten herself back on the road safely. This drop-off continued for miles.
Oh,
so it was just the length of the road, but it's just excellent driver education. I wish every teen could get it. We've had teens that have said, I learned more here in 4 hours than I did the whole time I was in driver's ed. You know, so, and a lot of times you can tell when we start the class, the kids are like, oh, geez, I can't believe my mother made me do this. You know, but then especially when the boys come up afterwards and give you a hug and say thank you, and I feel so much safer. And actually after our last class, one of our board members took the class because somebody didn't show up, and so she got in a car. And she was in a 5-car accident within weeks after that class, and she said that class saved my life. She said, I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw that guy coming and knew that he was not going to get stopped because of the distance exercise that they do to show you how far your car will travel at different speeds. And so she turned her wheels to the right and she got off that road, and he took out the back end of her, but she wasn't between cars and smashed. Yeah, so, you know, we hear from parents all the time, you know, thank you so much. My daughter used that exercise on her way to work this morning. So.
Well, you took a horrific change in your life and made something wonderful for so many people.
Well, you know, the blessings that we're getting out of this, I mean, Drew, right here, I mean, I can't tell you.
He looks like a blessing to me.
It's such a blessing. You know, and the attorney that represented us, he is on our board, and you know, he's family to us. All of them are. And Chris from Montville Township Police Department, he didn't have anything to do with her accident, but he sat down with me and went over every picture and told us what was happening to her car and what was happening to her, and you know, explained it all to us. And my friend Lori, who saw us through the worst of everything, and Terry Pfister, her husband is the orthodontist in Medina. He's the one that saw us at lunch one day and mentioned Drive Team to us. So that's why we're together, is because of him. So her wife is there now. Sarah Amato is our new fundraising person. You know, came to us, just dropped out of the sky through somebody my husband works with. And every time we're having these discussions, the person just comes. You know, so we're just so blessed. And Liz, who does all of our social media, I worked with her at the vet, and she was one of the first people to the house the day of the accident. And am I forgetting anybody?
No, we got them all.
Got them all? Okay.
Other than your husband.
Oh, my husband. Yes. My husband, who doesn't have a lot to say, but when he does, it's important and it's worthwhile. But he gets us everywhere we need to go, and, you know, does all of the background work, and, you know, just he's in it as much as I am, just behind the scenes. So.
Servant behind the lines, that's for
yes,
sure.
He is.
Well, now that you have so many scholarships that you offer, obviously a part of this is you need to raise money. So
exactly.
How do you do that?
Every year we hold a horse show in Kelli's memory. She was an 8-year member of Medina County 4-H, and the show started out the very first year we had 57 horses there. Last year we had 129.
Wow.
Yes, and we raised about $7,000 that year. So it's become the biggest horse show in Medina County at the Medina County Fairgrounds, and it's it's a beautiful day. It's held the last Saturday of every June, which is right at the time of Kelli's birthday. So that's why we do that. And, you know, again, you talk about blessings, and people come and they learn about safe driving. At the same time, they get to show their horse. And, you know, it's a wonderful day every year. And Kelli's Crusade was just chosen by 100+ women who care in Medina to be their nonprofit organization that received their funds. So it was about a $9,000 donation. So that's why we've got a lot of scholarships that we're going to be able to give out this year. And then Vans Tire just refurbished a old car for a young man whose friend was killed in a car accident. and we received a $1,000 donation from his parents as well. So
Very nice.
yeah, so things
Yeah.
are flourishing. You know, every year we continue to grow and grow, and
Because you're doing the right thing. You're
We're-
doing a good thing. Yeah.
we're doing good things.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I just did want to ask too, Drew. Say, for example, I were to have a teenage child, and I'm like worried about their driving. Can you just call and get into a class, or is for teens? Is this through Kelli's Crusade? How does that work?
Sure, so there are some different opportunities. We do offer full driver education. It's much different than the state minimum requirements. It's all performance-based. They have to perform at different levels to qualify, but they do get their certificate that allows them to go
okay.
test with the state so they can get a license. We offer just a skills weekend to enhance their skills and help them grow as drivers, and then the winter skills that we work with the Crusade for.
Now, I'm a little shaky in the winter. The older I get, the shakier I get. And so is that something that you can just call and book a class, and it's the 4-hour class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we take any drivers outside of our scholarships with the Crusade.
Okay.
We have a 4-hour winter skills clinic that we offer to anyone that wants to enhance those skills and help that confidence piece.
Do you provide earmuffs for
Yeah.
passengers in the
No,
car?
we was trying to read off a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not getting in that car. I'm trying to think how I could do that without getting in that car. I am never getting in that car again. Yeah. I think you spend your whole life trying to avoid those kind of things, and then when
Exactly.
you're in the back seat and you're spinning around, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
well,
not
the
good.
thing is, though, is that you're learning it in a safe environment
Yes.
there, and it's fun and you're laughing. But if you're driving down the road and you get in that same situation, it's not so funny.
Yes. Yeah. And you're not protected.
It kind of prepares you, but at the same time, man, when it's happening to you, I can't imagine what that really feels like to get spun out.
I can't imagine either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Yeah.
you never want that to happen. But the key here, and Jenny certainly was not laughing, I will tell you that, was that going through it, it did teach me some things, and all of us some things that hopefully, if the next time it happens, whether we scream or not, we'll at least be able to react, hopefully, a little bit better,
Right.
and be able to avoid a major catastrophe.
Exactly. Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask you too, for Kelli's Crusade, do you ever need volunteers?
For the horse show, we do.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So people can contact you.
Certainly.
Okay. Or send donations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We just want to know how to help you.
Yes, we will never refuse a donation.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Even a 3-party out-of-state check.
there you go. Exactly. Yeah. So, it's just. It's turned into a wonderful foundation, and sometimes we don't even know where it all comes from. That's all we can say. It's all being sent from above, and I'm sure Kelli is right here along the way the whole time. And I've had people contact me to say, gosh, I think she was with me when I was sliding, so I want to believe that yes, those things do happen.
Sure.
And
I'm sorry.
that she is here still helping people. She wanted to make a difference, and was a doer.
So if we notice anything along the road that we feel is unsafe, then we contact ODOT or our city, or
you can if you want, or if you're not comfortable doing that, just let me know.
Okay.
And then I contact them.
Okay.
And generally within a week, they're out there and getting things done.
So you need to know the name of the road and the closest crossing street or something?
Right.
The
Yeah.
basic information.
Generally, my husband Rick and I will go out and we'll take pictures of it so
Okay.
that, we know what we're talking about. It's one thing to have somebody tell us and try to envision that. So we go out and take photographs of it, and then I either write a letter, or if I think it's really unsafe, I'll just make a phone call, and you know, they send out their crew and go do their thing.
Boy, and even if you didn't do the part with the driving skills, just that alone is so amazing.
Yeah, that's helping a lot of people. And
Yes.
And you mentioned they can contact you. What's the best avenue or the avenues to contact you?
I mean, they can go on the website. My phone number is there. They can, I think our email is
Yes.
there as well. Facebook, most people do the Facebook thing, and just tell me, you know.
And what is your website and your phone number?
Phone number is 330-948-1784, and the website is kellyscrusade.org.
Very good.
It's very. So you just took a horrible situation and you made it help so many others, and of course others that you'll never know about.
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
It keeps us going. It gives us focus.
Sure.
Sure. Now Kelli was an only child.
Yes.
Boy.
Yeah, our one and only.
Yeah.
And our world revolved around
Sure.
her. It just, you know.
Oh boy. Yeah, that phone call that every parent dreads. That's for
It wasn't
sure.
a phone call. The big white fancy state highway patrol pulled up to our house, and I knew Kelli was missing and had contacted the campus police. Never thought about a car accident or anything, and then that car pulled up, and I wanted to go find her. And they said, let's go back in the house. Yeah.
Well, we can't thank you enough for all you do, and
Thank you.
to take that misery. Amazing.
And turn it into, like she said before, something so positive for so many people. So thank you.
Thank you.
Couldn't
Couldn't
do
do it without this
Hey.
guy.
Happy to help.
Very nice. Because tell you, I would be under the kitchen table, and you wouldn't see me for years. So truly.
I wanted to be.
Oh, sure.
Definitely.
So yeah, the strength
Yeah.
that you have certainly comes from the Lord, and that's
Yes.
wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So thanks to both of you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having us. Yes.
And I feel uplifted.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I do. And I'm going to get a little badge that says Road Police. And I'm looking.
Exactly.
Yep, we
Yeah,
can do
start
that.
looking at those edges of those
Absolutely.
roads.
If everyone takes the time to just do that
to
a
do
little
it.
bit,
You know,
what
you
a difference.
see it, but you don't think about doing anything about it.
Well, now we know how to.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Yeah, and Michael signs us out every week.
Well, thank you again, and have a great week, Wadsworth.